Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. In this episode, we are going to talk about yet again how Canada's refugee program is being used, abused by unscrupulous people. In this case pala, mga kriminal, ginagamit nila itong refugee program para maka-extend ng kanilang stay dito sa Canada. And I'm talking about non-permanent residents who have committed serious crime. Ang nangyari po, may mga nahuli. Involved sila sa isang parang sindikato sa bandang BC. Nahuli yung ilan, ngayon ipapadeport na. There are grounds for them to get deported. Pero ang ginawa nila, nag-claim sila ng asylum. So they are applying to be refugees. At dahil dyan, ang sabi ng CBSA, naku, hindi muna namin silang pwede galawin, hindi muna namin silang pwede ipa-deport. Kasi kailangan munang tapusin yung pagdinig ng kanilang asylum claim. O, sampa kayo, diba? Clearly, the refugee program needs to be reformed ASAP. Okay, at least to address this loophole, okay? O, diba? Okay, puntahan natin. Ano ba yung muna yung nangyayari? Yung criminal syndicate we are going to talk about is primarily operating, as I mentioned, in British Columbia. Karamihan daw po dyan sa bandang Surrey. Okay? The Surrey Police, tinutugis nilang yung miyembro ng mga grupong ito na ang modus ng e-extort. Okay? Nangingikil, humihingi ng pera sa mga tao, siguro yung mga kilalang may pera, mga negosyante. Okay? Kung hindi kayo magbigay ng pera, may mangyayaring masama sa inyo. Ano yun? My gosh, yung iba binabaril yung bahay. Yung iba sinusunog yung kanilang mga kotse. Okay, so that is what's happening in BC. Ito po yung isang fairly recent report about that from City News. High number of Surrey extortion victims being targeted repeatedly. Alam ba, hindi pa talaga tinantanan, ano? Siguro yung ilan, inatake na nila ng binaril na yung mga bahay, o tinakot na yung pamilya, hindi pa nila tinantanan talaga. Ano ba yan? Ulit-ulit pa daw yung iba. This is from December 10, 2025. Ito. Surrey Police Service says as of December 8, there have been 106 extortion files in the city, 44 of them linked to shootings. The latest wrinkle is that the number of victims who have been repeatedly targeted is 76. So it's been happening for a while now, and I believe yung nagkaroon na ng task force to go after and investigate itong extortion that is happening primarily daw sa South Asian community. Okay, that is what I've been reading in reports. Now, let me show you this video, CCTV footage sa isa sa mga insidente involving itong arson. Arson done by the suspected extortionists. Ang victim nila in this case, isang singer daw, isang Punjabi singer. Okay, pumunta sila sa bahay. Ito ngayon, susunugin nila yung kotse. Pagkatapos masunog ng kotse, pinagbabaril nila yung bahay. Tingnan niya, binubuhusan ng gasolina. Grabe, at alam niyo ba, naglabas pa yung mismong suspect ng first person view ng video. Meron siyang dalang video. Aba, in-upload niya, lakas ng loob, di ba? From his perspective of what they did. Tingnan niyo, no? Diba? Ano ba yan? Nakakatakot. These are, serious crimes. Definitely, these actions warrant deportation. Diba? At lalo na dahil, alam nyo ba? Nakakaloka. Isa daw dun sa involved dun sa video na sinend ko sa inyo. Naka-expired student visa pa. Kapal na mukha, no? Ay, Ano ba, wala akong masabi sa totoo lang. It's really alarming in a way, right? O ngayon, ito na nga, may nahuli na ngayon na ilan, I think 14 from this group of extortionists. And now they are supposed to undergo deportation proceedings. But the CBSA is now saying, kailangan munang tapusin yung kanilang claim. Pagdinig nung kanilang nung kanilang refugee claim. According to CBSA, dito po sa Global News Report ng December 11, 2025, extortion suspects have all claimed refugee status. Yung 14 na kanilang nahuli. Tignan natin yung detalye. Canada's plan to expel those behind BC's extortion epidemic has hit a roadblock after every single suspect sent for a deportation hearing claimed refugee status. Parang pinagloloko naman sila ng mga taong ito, no? Mag-claim muna kami ng refugee. Hindi nyo muna kami pwedeng pauwiin. Diba? The foreign nationals were identified by BC's Extortion Task Force. But once the CBSA began investigating them, all claimed to be refugees. So it's unclear when they filed their asylum claim. Perhaps nag-file na pala sila noon, so they have a pending claim. Tapos and then they go and commit all these things, these crimes. As a result, deportations of the 14 suspects have been put on hold until the Immigration and Refugee Board decides whether they have legitimate cases for asylum. Now, some might be saying, madi-deny din naman yung asylum claim nila kasi meron silang criminal record. Yes, perhaps that is the likely scenario eventually. Pero it's problematic right now because it extends their stay for a long time. These people are likely taking advantage of the fact na napakahaba ng processing time ngayon for asylum claims. O alam nyo naman, di ba? Lagi natin pinag-uusapan noon. Ang daming mga foreigners who committed crimes, serious crime, na dapat ipa-deport na wawala. So para sa mga taong ito, itong extortionists, it's buying them time to hide. What do you think is going to happen? Diba? Like there's a big probability that many of these people will just go into hiding. Kaya nga nilang manunog ng bahay, kaya nilang mamaril. Ano pa yung magtago lang, diba? Tignan natin ang processing time for refugee claim. Pinrepare ko to kanina, no? I went to the IRCC's website and checked, application type, refugee in Canada, kunyari nasa labas ng Quebec, have you already applied? Sabi ko, yes. I pretended, lagay kong date ng application, October 2025. Alam nyo ba ang processing time ngayon? Tumataginting na 95 months. It's unreal. 95 months. So merong daw mahigit 134,000 na tao ahead of you if you filed your application noong October 2025. Imagine that. Something needs to be done. Especially ito, tinan mo itong extortionists na grupo, such a high-profile case. Okay? Ewan ko na lang kung hindi talaga magagalit ang taong bayan, lalo na yung mga taga dyan sa Suri na binubulabog ng mga taong to. Kung alam nila na hindi nyo ba deport, nahuli nyo na, pero you're keeping them here because they are, wanting to be refugees. Obviously, fake ang kanilang grounds. These people want to be part of Canada, di ba? Gusto nila maging refugee, pero hindi pa nga sila nabibigyan ng ganong status kung ano-ano na ang kanilang pinagagawa. So I hope this gets addressed dito sa ongoing deliberations sa Bill C-12. Bahagi din po kasi dyan ang issue ng asylum claimants. Sana maayos. Right now po kasi, yes, pwede naman po talagang i-deny ang kanilang asylum claim kapag makita na meron silang criminal record. Pero paano yun, Parang nagagamit nila to extend their stay. The only thing I see perhaps that could help is if there is maybe a law that prohibits people with existing criminal records to apply man lang to claim asylum. At least siguro yun makakaiwas, no? Na tipong, kumbaga isa sa mga unang titignan, bago man lang i-assess in full ang kanilang application, tignan kung meron silang criminal record. The moment na makita, okay, hindi na namin titignan yan. Yun lang na nakikita ko sa ngayon. Maybe you guys have your own thoughts about how this problem, this loophole can be addressed. Yeah, put them down there in the comment section. Okay? Yun lang naman. What do you guys think about this? It's crazy, right? Kawawa naman, yung mga kababayan natin dyan sa Suri. Marami mga Pilipino dyan, kamusta kayo? Nakawitness ba kayo ng ganitong mga pangyayari? Stay safe, everybody. I will end this episode here. See you guys in the next one. Bye!